Hi, everyone. I'm Tracy Carrion, and I am your instructor for Psych 238, Child Development. And I'm so happy to have you here, even though I am not there with you. I'm really sorry about that. But I will be there on Wednesday, and we will be off and running. I love this course, and some of you may have already taken 235, perhaps with me, perhaps with someone else. It's the same book, though this semester, we have a new addition to the book. So same author, same book, except a new edition. Oh, there it is. So it's edition 10. It's the 10th edition rather than the 9th, which we've been using for quite a while. But it's a lot of the same information, so just be aware of that. But if you didn't have me for 235, then different instructors tend to teach things in different ways, of course, and focus in different areas. So hopefully you will get something new and fun out of it. This is a great course, and I will do another kind of little intro to it when I get there on Wednesday. I want to try to get you out early today since I'm not there with you. The bad thing about missing the first day is that I don't get to meet you in person on the first day. The good thing about missing the first day is that, as we know, it's mostly syllabus stuff. So I did want to do this video way so that you could hear from my mouth some of the things I want you to know about the syllabus. You should have in front of you several pieces of paper. A packet that the syllabus is in two parts. One says syllabus at the top. It's a lot of the business stuff. The second one says assignments and due dates, and I just wanted you to have that separately so it would be easier for you to get to through the semester. You should have a class schedule for the first 2 weeks that shows you what will be a little bit just, basically what we'll be doing, and homework and do things and stuff like that. And then also your first assignment, the first week reflection questions, which will be due in class a week from today, next Monday in class. And then you also have a syllabus quiz that is due online in D2L. It's only 15 questions, and it's about the syllabus. So if you have the syllabus, you should be able to find the answers. You have unlimited amount of times to take it, so please do so. Start out the semester with 100. All right, so I wish this could be more personal right now, and we'll get to all of that. But as I said, I just want to go over some pieces of the syllabus with you. So I'm going to put myself in the corner. Get out, just kind of look first at this packet that has the word syllabus on the top. This one, as I said, is mostly business stuff. When we meet, where we meet, how to get in touch with me through D2L or my Front Range email, what to do, where to go if you need technical help. If you need disability support services, please make sure you go there and take care of that so you can get accommodations that you need. How to get in touch with advising, Academic Success Center, what to do about recording classes, financial aid. If you have issues or complaints, I certainly hope you always come to me. I will be there to listen and work with you on that, hopefully. If you don't feel like you can do that, you are also always welcome to go to my boss, Jessica Mahoney, at these places. Please know that you must pay for the class by August 30th, and if you don't, they will drop you, and that is not me, and I have no power over it. So please work out with financial aid what you need to. Please do know that I am a mandatory reporter, which means that if there are any issues that I think are potentially harmful to your well-being, then I am obligated to report them. That includes things like dating violence, domestic violence, child abuse, neglect, threats to yourself or to others. So any of those kinds of things I am obligated to report. So please just be aware of that. I want this to be a safe space, and at the same time, I want you to know your rights and what is expected. We want everybody to be safe on this campus. So we encourage you to help us all be safe too. So this goes into what this course is. the credits, how it is a guaranteed transfer course if you're wanting a degree in psychology, or if you're using this class to get a different degree that's a guaranteed transfer course, you can read through those. Course policies, of course, academic honesty and grading. Okay, see this all right here in like, please, 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 please read. That means please, 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 please read it. When writing papers, and you do have some papers in here for me, you must paraphrase sources, put information into your own words. So it is not okay to copy and paste or just even copy word for word anything from any other source, even if you cite it. If it is in quotation marks, then okay, but that should be used very, very infrequently. The whole point is for you to understand what you're talking about and then put it in your own words. So please, 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 please don't do that. Read through that. And just a little hint, don't write any words you can't define or concepts you can't explain. Explain them. Make sure you know what you're saying. And the reason I sometimes really highlight some of these things is because they happen. I have this happen every single semester with students, and I honestly believe that it's because students don't know, that they don't understand, that even if they cite it, even if they don't mean to be doing anything wrong, they think they can just take words from the text or from an article and write it exactly as somebody else has said it. That's not okay. And things should be cited. We are citing the ideas that aren't ours, not the words. So we can't use their words exactly as they used them. So, of course, conduct, code of conduct. So attendance. I do give some points for attendance, 5 per day for 25 days. Now, we have 30 classes, so that means you get 5 free to use as you wish. You don't need to tell me when you're not going to be here. I don't need to know. You can certainly ask me about things, but I don't need to know. But, you have to sign my little paper if you're there. And that gets you the 5 points. That's all it takes. If you are absent the day assignments must be turned in during class, they're still due. It's your responsibility. And if you turn them in the next class, they're still considered late. They either need to be turned in early or emailed to me by the day they're due for them to be on time. Please understand that. Best that you kind of get some information from other classmates. You are always welcome to ask me, but I cannot promise with 4 classes that I will get right back to you right when you want to know something. So best that you have somebody in the class that you can contact about missed assignments or what went on in class if you're not there. I have a whole thing here about life, and that's just because I want you to understand that I understand that life happens, that difficult things happen, that things that we don't predict, and so we can't be there, we can't get things done, and I trust you to make the choices for yourself about this class and about your life that are best and right for you. I would never do that. I would never make those decisions for you. Quizzes online are due online and can be done anywhere. When papers are due, you are given 2 weeks after the due date to turn them in unless they are due really close to when the semester's ending, of course. After that, and if any paper that is late for any reason, for any length of time, is a letter grade off. But you get 2 weeks, and after the 2 weeks, it's closed, and I will not grade it. And if you've had me in the past, or you've heard about me, I have taken them, but I can't do it anymore. So if after the 2 weeks you don't get it in, I won't grade it. So that's a pretty long time. So please just try to get things done at least within 2 weeks of the due date. And understand that you will get marked off for being late. Please, 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 any attachments must be in Word or PDF. I cannot open pages. Everything that you turn into me goes through Turnitin, which sort of checks for originality and so forth, and it cannot open all forms. It cannot do pages. So please do it in Word or PDF. Please read through all these things. That's my late policy, which I just explained. Here's some important dates. If you're not here by the 30th, well, if you're listening to this right now, you've been here, so it doesn't really apply to you. Just, some of our dates we need to know, the text, and the course objectives. So that's it for that one. If you will look briefly, well, this one's probably a little bit longer, but this is the assignments and due dates. So this is the very last page, actually. And you don't have to turn there right now. Just know that it's there. This has all of your due dates for the quizzes, when they're open, writing assignment due dates, and personal practice discussion due dates, which we'll talk about in a minute. Original posts, a reply post. It closes after the due date, so don't think this is the due date. You can just turn it in until then. Okay, so this class is partially flipped, which means that I have screencasts just like this online for just about every chapter, lectures, online lectures that you were assigned to listen to. And I hope you do, because I won't be doing them in class. I will be either going off text or offering other information or deepening discussions or doing activities. So I'm not doing all of those lectures in class. So I suggest, and people either love or they hate the screencast, which I understand. Some people love them because you can do them in bits and pieces. Like right now, you could stop me. No, you can't because you're in class right now. But anyway, if you were at home, you could stop me and come back to it. And so we will have 5 to 7, don't know exactly, 20-point, they're really not pop quizzes because you'll know when they are, but mini quizzes throughout the semester. You don't have big tests in my class. You have written assignments, and you have online quizzes, and you have these mini quizzes and discussion posts. So watching the screencasts will help you with those mini quizzes, so I suggest that you watch them. What else? So here we go. Here's just a breakdown of your assignments. Attendance, which I went over. Your syllabus quiz, which I told you about. Your first week reflection questions due next Monday. They're pretty easy. 5 online quizzes. I drop one of them. It drops the lowest score. Now, I will get asked this, so I'm just going to tell you up front. After you take the first quiz, it will drop it because it's the only quiz you've taken, so it's the lowest. It's the lowest score. The next time you take a quiz, if that one's lower, it'll drop that one and bring the other one back. So don't freak out when your first quiz is dropped. It's not dropped for good, just for the moment. It'll continue through the semester. Each one is worth 50 points, so only 4 of them actually count, so that's 200 points. Please don't forget them. People forget quizzes. And this one's kind of on you. You got to remember, I suggest going through my syllabus, my due dates, putting them in your phone, calendar, whatever, and make sure they get done, because they change people's grades when they forget them. And I will not reopen a quiz because you forget it or you had to work late the night before it was due. They're open for, it says at least a week, and it's usually, they open the day we start the unit, and they close about a week and a half after we finish the unit. You have a long time to do them. You can start them, and just don't push, and I believe it saves them, and you can go back and work on them. So do not forget them. We will have many quizzes in class. You must be in class to take them. You cannot make them up. You will know when we're having them. And then we have all these other ones, which we'll talk about in just a minute. My late policy again. Grading. Just so you know, A-work, very high quality thought, organization, writing. It really goes the extra mile. It doesn't just do what's been asked to be done. So just, keep that in mind. I have lots of extra credit opportunities. I am the advisor for Active Minds, which is a student club on campus, and I'll talk to you more about that. If you come to our meetings, then you can get some extra credit. Using the Writing Center, you can get extra credit. One thing I know as a teacher is that 3 of the most important words I've had to learn are I don't know. Students come up with questions every semester that just stump me, and I can't know everything about everything. God knows. there's a lot more I don't know than I do know. So if I have to say I don't know to a question in class, and you want to go home and research that question, write up at least a half a page answer, bring it to class, and stand up and tell the class what you discovered, then I will give you 10 points of extra credit. You can only do those twice, and I need to put that in there. And you can get 25 points for reading one of these books. Sometimes it says anything by this author. And writing 3 to 4 pages with correct citing, telling me what you found most interesting, how it applies to your life, and how you're going to use the information. So it's not really a book report. It needs to be something a little more personal. All right. Personal practice discussions. You can read through this. You're going to have to for your syllabus quiz. Here's what I'm going to say to you today. Don't freak out about this. Don't even think about this yet. If you know anything about my class, well, if you don't, you're going to find out right now. One of the most important things to me, one of the things I believe the most is that psychology is to be lived, not just learned. And we're learning about child development, but I expect that you will also learn a little bit about your own development. My class is about making connections between this information in your life. And one of the things that I sincerely believe is that stress is an epidemic, and it's something that many of you maybe struggle with, maybe some of you don't, and that's great. So this whole portion, my personal practice portion, is about helping to develop and learn tools for managing stress and for managing our own development. And I will do an entire lecture on this before you have to worry about this part of the curriculum. So until I do that, and the day will be on your class schedules. I don't think it's until almost mid-September. Until I do that, you don't have to do any of these. You'll notice the first post is due the 15th. And posts will be due Friday of every other week after that. I think there's one that's 2 in a row because of fall break. So don't worry about this. And we will talk more and more and more about this when we need to. You are going to have to read through it, and that's a good thing. And here's another little hint. When it comes to my assignments, if you have a question about my assignments, please go to the syllabus first. Read the pages I have written and spent all this time writing about them. And if they don't make sense or you still need clarification, absolutely come to me. So, read through that, but don't worry about it yet. 0 to 2 Making Connections worksheet. Again, this will be something that we do in class after Chapter 7. And it's a big one. It's really worth more points than anything else you do individually, 125. 25 is for a peer review portion. It will be a worksheet, actually. There will be 5 questions that you'll have to answer based on movie clips and about certain concepts that we will study. And you have to be in class for the peer review portion of it. Dates are tentative, of course, at this time, but you'll find them on the due date list. During early childhood, which is chapters 8 through 10, you will have to do one of these 3. Please, it says you will do one of the following: 1, 2, or 3, 2 to 3 pages. You will be, again, making connections between concepts that we study and either something you observe or read in the world around you. So you will be kind of trying to find them alive in the world. Find these concepts alive and share what you learn. Middle child assignment. You will write a letter to your middle child self. Middle childhood is between the ages of 6 and 11. So you'll have to remember back to that, and you can do middle school. It can be like late elementary school to middle school. And you now, learning the information you'll learn, will write a letter to that child that you were at that time, teaching them about the concepts you're learning. 3 to 5 pages. Please see these kind of things. 3 is the minimum length. 2.5 is not 3. I know, I can get picky about some of this stuff. APA, please put your name on this paper. APA format is not necessary. I should have said this. For the 0 to 2, we'll talk about that. A little more APA. Letters to be written from you now to you at this stage of life, this middle childhood stage. You're going to teach your younger self the concepts. We will talk about this. But you're basically going to teach the concepts to your younger self. Use your own words from the text to show you understand the concept thoroughly. Define it, explain it. Share a detailed example from your life during middle childhood to show that concept in action. So one of the things that we study in middle childhood is like, what do we study? We study morality. So we study bullying. We study friendships. So you will have to actually tell me a little story from your life at that time that displays the concepts in a way that makes sense with what we've learned. I grade solely on the connections, not on your life, of course. I need you to highlight the connection main term. So read through this. This isn't due for quite a while, and we will talk about it, but you are going to want to read through this. And here I've given you all the concepts you can choose from. You want to do 4. 4 clear, overt connections. You have to take 4 of these concepts and then relate it to your life. This will be an in-class assignment that we do, so don't worry about that right now. You will have one thing you will choose to do with adolescents. So you can read through this. Who am I is either you talk through your adolescent self, and it can be creative. It can be anything. It can be another letter, but it could also be a song. You could do cartoons, drawings, poems, a journal, anything that you want. You, the adolescent that you were, looking through these concepts on adolescence that we have, choosing at least 3 to 5 of them, and somehow expressing how you were going through those concepts through that middle childhood. So you are expected to show me that you understand the concept, but you are also invited to be creative. Or you can interview an actual adolescent. You have to find an adolescent in the world, ages 12 to 18, 11 to 18 the book says, but let's go with 12 to 18. Write out 10 questions and the answers that you get. Your questions should relate to the concepts, and then explain the concept and compare and contrast the interviewee with the information. So do they fit the norm? Or, again, these are things we'll talk about. I'm showing you too that I've written a lot about these things, and so I do want you to read through them. And these are the concepts you can choose from. And then you have your due dates. So that is it. I know, it probably feels like a lot right now. But let me show you this. Sorry, make you dizzy. Due dates. You have nothing but a couple of your discussion questions and quizzes that are open in September. No papers due in September. Only your first week reflections in August. So October through December, yes, things get going. And I would write these down and make sure that you're on top of them as we go. And you're not scrambling at the very end. Again, I'm not taking things more than 2 weeks after they're due. So that's to help you too, to make sure that you're ready to move on to the next one. So be aware of all these due dates. Get ready for them. And I'm not there to answer questions right now, but what I would suggest you do, if you have any questions right now that are on the top of your head, write them on your syllabus, write them on a piece of paper. And the first thing we'll do on Wednesday is I will answer those questions. I was going to have you start your introduction activity in class, but I think it may take up a little bit of time, but we'll just do it on Wednesday. So this is 25 minutes. I've been through the syllabus. You should have all of those things with you to look over. I'll be there in 2 days, and your first assignment is due next Monday, and you can get working on that. So I look forward to meeting you, and it's going to be fun. I promise. This is a great class, and I'm glad you're here. And I will see you Wednesday. Take care.